Good evening, everybody. Welcome to Sunday Night Live. I'm just going to flip this up so I can say hi. How are we all doing? I hope we're all well. Welcome to Sunday Night Live. My name is Kelley Farley. I'm an independent Stampin' Up demonstrator in Karaka, Auckland. And I come every Sunday night, mostly all the time, and we make a card. So tonight we're going to be making this double pop-up card. It has like a little lift up so you can keep your message private. Folds flat so that it fits into a standard envelope. It is supposed to be a triple, but the tutorial that I looked at was 6x6, so it was slightly bigger, and I thought, hello Alison, and I actually thought that you could add another layer. But I thought that was probably quite enough decoration. So, alright, I'm going to pop you down and we'll get started, and I'll turn on my computer so that I can see comments as they come up. Alright, let's refresh this page. I've used some DSP from our sound again. Hi Lisa. Thanks Alison. It's actually quite simple, but I quite liked that it was just something a little bit different than your normal stand-up easel card and the pop-ups on the front. So it should be relatively easy for people to work out how to put it on. And so if you can just see down the side there, you can make these whichever size you want. And so yeah, so we're using some new DSP, which I haven't had a chance to use much of my DSP for obvious reasons, but so this is called Floral Delight Designer Series paper, and it's yellows, greens, and pool party, and a bit of pecan pie. It's not really one that I would normally gravitate to, but I actually quite like that with the green. So these are some of the designs that you that come in the pack. And so if you're, I think, are they dahlias? Lisa, you'll know. Oh, thanks Lisa. Hopefully I'm still looking like that after work tomorrow. And then some more. These, I really like those flowers there. They're really pretty. Yeah, so some nice patterns on one side. You'll see I've used the gingham, the front sheet here, the pecan pie, and then I've actually cut out some flowers from this one as well. So I've used just about all of the sheets in it to give that card. So let's start with we're going to have a standard card base. Alright, so that just gives us our easel fold or our tent fold. Oh, chrysanthemum. Actually, yes, I think it is more like a chrysanthemum. I knew you'd be able to tell me. Okay, so we're going to start off with, I've got some bits cut already just to save time, and then I have got some fussy coating that I'm going to do. So I'm actually going to use the same paper, but I'm going to use the other side because I quite liked that, and that's got a little bit of green in it as well. So I've got an old olive base, and oh, okay. Let's see, I don't think, I think there's two different types of flowers in there. I wonder if one's a dahlia, and one's, I think they possibly are chrysanthemums. That's maybe a dahlia, and chrysanthemum there. Yeah, they're quite nice anyway, and like I said, it's not really a colour that I tend to go for, so in the yellow. So I'm going to use the just something different, use the different sides. Well, that'll be right. I just finished using it and now it's going to be like, no more. How's everyone's week been? Busy weekend? Busy week? We had it was a birthday lunch for 3 family members today, so that was quite nice just to catch up with people and chill and chat. Okay, let's give this another go. There we go. I'm just going to pop that on the front. Now you need to do this before we put our front pieces, our pop-ups on. Well, you don't have to, but it means that you probably would use a smaller piece. So if you're trying to save up your dahlia, thank you. Hi Helen, thank you very much. Okay, so I might actually do kind of the reverse. No, I don't really like that. We might do that. So let's start. So what I've done is not given myself enough space to do this, but never mind. Right, let's put the lid on this, put it up the right way because it's nearly finished. Okay, so we've got a piece of cardstock. Our card base is our standard card base, so it's our A4 cut in half lengthways scored in the middle. So this is 4 1/8 or oh sorry Alison, I looked at the wrong one when you told me how to pronounce it. So this is 4 1/8 or 10.5 centimeters. So I've got the other half, and what we're going to do is we're going to score this, and I'm going to start by going this way because it's easier to hold on to it. And I'm just going to do a 1/2 inch, and I'm leaving it at the 4 1/8, and then we're going to bring it around this way. And my first, so we're going to do 1 inch, 1.5, 1. Yeah, so 1/2 inch just gives, this is going to be our tab that we're going to stick it down with. So we're going to start with a 1/2 inch. If it's easier for you to go this way, then that's fine. And then we're going to go to 1.5 inches, which is 3.8 centimeters for those people who prefer centimeters. I find doing something like this is easier with inches because it's half and ones. So 1.5, 3, which is, so we've gone a 1/2 inch, a 1 inch panel. Now we're going to a 1.5 inch panel. Alright, and then we're going to 4, which is back to a 1 inch panel. Sorry, 3 is 7.6, and then 4 is 10.2. 4 and then 5.5, and I'm actually going to cut it at 5.5. Okay, so that's why I haven't cut my pieces or given you measurements for the single pieces, because it does depend on how you want. You could have all of these as 1.5 if you wanted to. So the bottom one is actually a rectangular shape, and then we're going to take, so that's piece number 1. We're going to take piece number 2, and we're going to go 3.5 wide, so it's going to be slightly narrower. You can use that for Stampin' a Sentiment. So if you look at it like this, you're going to see that you've got a gap either side, which is the step in for the next part of the card. Okay, so then we're going to go 1/2 again because we need a tab, and then we're going to rotate it so that it's back. So we're going sitting at 1/2, and then we're going to go, this one is going to be 3/4. Oh, weird. That's so weird, Lisa. So 3/4 would be 1 1/4. And each side is going to be 3/4. So it's more of a square piece than the top, bottom one. 1 1/4, 2. 2 3/4. I'll go back and do the centimetre measurements. So that's our flap. 1 2 3. So we need one more. I just didn't write down one more. So 2 3/4, so it'll be 3 1/2, and then we're going to cut that off at 3 1/2. Okay. So you're going to end up with a little extra piece, which you could use for your front panel if you wanted to. So you could have that on the front there like that if you wanted. You can make that piece whichever size you want. So what we're going to do is we're just going to score. If it's easier for you, you can start at this end and do 3/4, 1 1/2. Yeah, 2 1/4, 2 3/4, and then a 1/2 inch for your flap. Alright, so we're going to, on the 1/2 inch one, and just put some glue on and fold that in half, because we're essentially just making a box. Alright, we want to make sure that the score lines are nice and tightly burnished, because that will make a difference to how well our layers sit. So there's one, and that's our top one, and then our bottom one. It's 1/2 inch, and then we've got our 1 inch, and then 1 1/2, and then 1 1/2 again. So you're going to set it, so you're going to have it so that it sits like that. Okay, so we're going to glue this flap. I like to glue my flaps on the inside. The video that I was watching, she glued the flaps on the outside, which I don't get, but anyway, I think it's a nicer finish like this. And again, we're just going to, oops, that didn't go right. I'm just pulling it off while it's still, it just was a little bit, getting my measurements off. That's so weird. Why is that doing that? My measurements must be a little bit off. As long as it sits flat like that, that's what we want to happen anyway, because then it will pop up. Yeah, look, my measurements are slightly off. That's right, you're not going to see it. So, first thing I found, because this is, we want it to go that way. Because this is the exact same width as this, I find it easier to lay my card in my trimmer and put it right down in the corner. Make sure that your extended arm is actually clipped into place, because that will make a difference to whether or not it is straight. And we're just going to lie that so that it fits into the corner like that. And I'm going to pop that on now. I'm going to glue this bit here, which is then going to be a bottom piece. Alright, so then it pops up, so you end up with, so essentially you're gluing the back piece, but that's where my fold is ended up on the back. So we pop that there. I cut the thicker stuff, never mind. I'm going to pop a piece of this in here, and that looks like it's the right width. Not quite. So this is 3 7/8, which is 9.8 by the looks of that. So this is, you don't have to put this on the bottom, actually just, let's see, we'll just put it on the top. So it's the same width as this piece here. Okay, yeah, that piece is not exactly the right measurement. Must have skipped a bit on. Not going to put that piece because it's too narrow. I'll put a piece of that. What do we think, ladies? Do we put a piece of that on it? And then this one, when it's sitting up, so it's like that. And this one can have gingham. No, let's use gingham. Let's use the gingham. I just have to find which one it's on. There it is. So I need, that is 1 and, that is 1.5, so I'm going to have 1.25. It's going to be 3 7/8, or 8 point, no, 3 7/8 is 9.8. And then this one is our 1/2 inch because it is the top. Actually, I think it's actually 3/4 inch, but let's have a look. Yeah, so it needs to be 1/2. Take that off for the little one. Got lots of scraps that we can use. Maybe I'll do a video with the focus being using our scraps. So, oh, that's right, I cut that one down, didn't I? And I need to. So that piece we cut to 3.5, so that'll be 3.25, which is 3.25 is 8.25. Now I've got extra bits over there. You could make your margin smaller, but hopefully it's not too annoying for you, Alison. Sorry about that. I'm not getting any messages to say that there's no internet or anything that I can see, but you never know. And then this one here, because I want the join at the back. So like so, and then we put this one here. Because I'm just going to cheat so I don't have to get my trimmer out again. I'm just going to trim it with my scissors, and because it is seen when it's folded flat, I'm going to put one on the bottom as well. Okay. So it folds up like that, and then this one you're going to get so it sits like so. Okay. Hi Sylvia. Oh, it is you, it is me, maybe lots of people are trying to do internet stuff. Alright, so I'm actually going to put glue. So you've got two sides with the paper, and you're going to put glue on both the other sides. Alright, so one's going to go towards, one's going to sit here, and one's going to go to the back. So your two pieces with DSP on are going to sit at the front. Alright, and then I want to just push them down so that then I can see that they're even and they have lined up nicely. open it, you can, oh, it's too far back. Look, this works perfectly fine when I was doing it an hour ago. Just do what you're told. Silly box. There we go. So just make sure it's adhered to the back as well. I guess that's your main one, because otherwise it'll look a bit funny. Alright, you're not really going to see too much of the front one. Oh, that's good, Alison. Because we're going to pop our decorative piece on there for the pop-up. I've gone with Lemon Lolly, which is one of the colours in here, and then I've used the burlap kind of pattern. I'm going to pop that on there like so. This is not very well cut. I'm pretty sure I cut it at 3 by 3. No, it's not 3 by 3. That's why there's a problem. 3 by, okay, so let's just make it even. So we've got 2 7/8 by 2 7/8, and then this is 3/4, so 2 3/4 by 2 3/4. So it just gives us a smaller margin. You could trim that if you wanted it to be less. I quite liked just having that extra tone with the and a little bit of texture there. So that's going to go there. So when we pop up, it's going to sit here. I'm going to decorate it before I stick it down. And so I just got one of the oh my gosh, one of the pages. Now this one I'm just going to really quickly, I'm going to take my glasses off, really quickly fussy cut. I know some people don't like fussy cutting, so you are more than welcome to stamp on card and cut it out with your dies, or you know, if you've got a bigger or a punch or whatever. I also, when I was making this, thought actually this is a really good way for people who are starting out with card making, because you don't need a huge amount of supplies. You just need some cardstock, some pattern paper, scissors, trimmer and glue, because you can use the images that are in your paper to decorate your card. So it's a nice way to start out, because not many of us can, I've cut that petal off, so I'm just going to round it off. Not many of us can afford a big massive outlay of product when we first start doing crafts, especially if we're new to it and we're not sure if we're actually going to enjoy it. So I don't want to get my head in the camera, but one of the things that I think if you're going to do that, you want a decent pair of scissors. My paper snips I got when I first started 14 years ago. Now I couldn't tell you which ones they are because I've got a few pairs for my classes, but they're all really sharp and they all do really fine cuts, and the other ones are probably 12 years old, and I'm probably going to jinx this, but I've never had to sharpen them. I do have to clean them of, actually I don't like that, I do have to clean adhesive off them at times, but using a little rubber or a bit of isopropyl alcohol doesn't take much to clean them, or even a baby wipe actually is amazing how much stickiness it gets off. And as when you're doing your fussy cutting you just keep your scissors kind of where they are. You don't move them too much, but you just move the paper around as you're closing your scissors. It makes it a bit easier than having to cut around all lots of little bits. Now this one that I cut out is it's a couple of big ones, whereas the first card I had lots of little ones that I was cutting out. So hopefully it does have the pool party background, so if you don't want that, then cut quite close to your image, but otherwise it actually it's a lot more forgiving when you're fussy cutting if you have a little border around it, so you're not cutting straight on the image. It's less likely to look like you've made a mistake with one of your cuts. And you know what? Nothing in nature is perfect, so and you're making a handmade card. Handmade is not perfect. Handmade is made with love. To be honest, it took me a little while. I wanted everything to be perfect, but we're not machines, and whilst we can buy cards that will be all exactly the same, close to perfect, then you know, if that's the look that you want, great. And I will admit I am a bit of a perfectionist, so it did take a little while to get my head into that, but so those are our flowers, and I might actually, I don't know if I like the blue, but anyway, I've got a piece of lemon lolly. I'm going to use pecan pie just to kind of keep that all tied in together, and I'm using Simply Said as my stamp set, so this is the only stamping in this card. The rest of it is all paper. I'm just going to use birthday wishes. I was finding some cards today for our family birthdays and discovered that I've got a lot of friend cards and you're amazing cards, but not a lot of happy birthday cards. So close that up, and I will get my chamois, wash that straight away, doesn't stain, pop that back so it doesn't get lost. Okay, so I'm going to pop this here, so I want to have that there, I think, and maybe there, and maybe there. I think that might be what we do, and we're going to use some dimensionals. Let's start with this. Got a whole pile of the ends of my dimensionals in my little caddy that I'm trying to use up, as I set up my class containers, and I had lots of end bits, so it was easier just to put a new half of strip in there. So if we go there, so if we think about this card and how it's going to sit here, like so, it is, you've got a little bit of wiggle room in terms of space around, so I might glue that, because you know, you've got a little bit of space at the top there, so that's a good place. And then I might pop that one on a dimensional, to go here. And it's standing up. And then I'm going to put it right there. Okay, right. Put it there. Okay, let's get that there. Okay, so just along, this is nearly gone. Oop, it's like toast butter side down almost. Okay, I'm just going to set that so that it sits. And that is our card. What's the time? 8:05. Sorry, I'm running a little bit late. I think I was actually a little late starting. So those are our two cards for tonight. I hope you might give those a go. And if you do, love to see them as always. I'm just trying to get some space here on my desk so that I can take some photos. So what I also have is if you wanted to, those are the measurements for our two pop-up pieces, but like I said, you could make them whatever size you would like to, really, because it's your card and you can do what you like. But those are the measurements. So the first one is 4 1/8 wide, so it's the same width as the card, by 5 long, and then you score it half, 1 1/2, 3, 4 and 5 1/2. You cut at 5 1/2. Sorry, not 5. Let me change that. 5 1/2. And then your second piece is 3 1/2 by 3 1/4. So on the 3 1/2 side you score, so you want it to be longer and narrower. On half, 1 1/4, 2, 2 3/4, and then cut it 3 1/4. Thank you, Alison. Alright, so last week and the week before, no, actually it was the week that I went into hospital, so 2 weeks anyway that I've got prizes. So I have popped everyone's name. So we've got Alison and Jill twice and Andrea once. I will draw 2 prizes, and thank you, Lisa. So we'll go first one. Andrea, congratulations, Andrea. I'm not sure that Andrea is watching tonight, which is unusual, so I hope everything's okay, Andrea, or you're probably away and having a lovely time. So I will get in touch with you with some options for your prize, and let me take it out. So Jill or Alison for prize number 2, and Jill. Sorry, Alison. Jill. Oh, there we go. It says slow connection now, so hopefully you can, hopefully that came through okay. So Andrea and Jill, thank you very much for sharing your cards with us. I hope that you have a great week, everybody. I would love to see what you create with our pop-up card, and like I say, originally she had 3, so you could put an extra one and just make your panel a little bit smaller. I'm always intrigued as to what DSP and stamp sets people use when they're making the cards as well. Alright, I'm going to go. Have a nice evening. Thank you very much for joining me tonight, and if you're watching the replay, thank you very much for that. Just on that, there's been some notifications that Facebook is going to be deleting all live videos after 30 days. I've seen that from other people. I haven't actually seen a Facebook notification for it. However, if you would like to be able to still watch my videos after 30 days, please head over to my YouTube channel, which is, I'll show you, here, which is here. So it's Kelley Farley is my YouTube name, with my name with 2 E's in it, or at Kelley Farley 5796. I don't know where that comes from, but if you, I don't know where to go there. Where do you go? Do you go here? I know how to do it from other people. Nope. Go back. Anyway, if you watch one of my videos, nope, that's in the editing mode. There. If you come along and watch one of my videos, I'm going to pause that because you don't need to hear me talking. Scroll down to find, it's not going to show it on here. There's a, give me a thumbs up, that would be awesome. You should have an option to subscribe to my channel. If you click on that, then the bell icon comes up, and if you click on the drop down that says all, you'll get notified when all of my videos get uploaded. What I also upload here are any class by mail or online classes that I do, and then after 3 months they're unlisted unless you've paid for the class. After 3 months, then I make them public, so you can go on and have a look at those classes as well. Alright, I'm going to go now. Thank you very much for joining me. I hope you have a wonderful week ahead, and I will see you next Sunday. Thanks for joining me. Bye for now.